Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 476, we are going to take a look at Ghired, Conclave, Exile. And I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong. Anyway, we got a 5 mana, 2/5 Naya Human Shaman. I don't think any of that matters really. When Ghired comes into play, it comes with a 4/4 Rhino, so that's good. But the reason why we're here is when Ghired attacks, you populate. So you know you're at least getting another 4/4. And the token that he populates enters the battlefield tapped and attacking, which is pretty sweet. What is that, Super Haste? So anyway, the very first card that all of us, that came to all of our minds, as soon as I know mine, when I saw it, was of course Desolation Twin. Now, Godsire is an amazing card, and if I had a Godsire, it would be in here. This is the perfect deck for Godsire. Unfortunately, though, we all know that, and Godsire has climbed to well over a $20 bill now. But the Desolation Twin, getting that 10/10 Eldrazi, that's not nothing. But where I went was the Phyrexian Processor. Now, the Processor costs 4 to cast. You pay any amount of life. And then from then on, you pay 4 and tap it to create a black minion that has power and toughness equal to the life paid. So I've here lately, I've been playing with my life total quite a bit. So I'll probably, if I was untouched, I could see myself paying 20 easy. Probably just to have it naturalized. But anyway, that's a beautiful thing to keep populating those tokens. So I've got a couple categories here. First, we're going to go through the token makers. Udvara Hellkite. It's a beautiful card. Now, the wording here is beautiful because even those, whenever a dragon you control attacks, you get a dragon token. So next turn, when the dragon tokens attack, you'll also get tokens for their tokens. And I heard you like tokens, so here's some tokens. Now, Dragon Master Outcast does a smaller dragon, but it's still a 5/5 flyers, and this could potentially happen every one of your upkeeps. Helm of the Host creates like amazing tokens. I mean, what's our Christmas Land scenario here? We get the Helm of the Host on Udvara, maybe, or I don't know if Desolation Twin, because that's just like a 10/10 every turn. Yeah, just a 10/10 every turn, right? But if we had this on Udvara, that would multiply our dragons exponentially every single turn. Playing with Spawn Right just because I love the card and the ability for it to just multiply out, I think it's neat. Miming Slime. Yeah, X is the greatest power among creatures you control, so that's probably a pretty big slime. Well worth populating. The Wingmate Rock, of course, they give to us. It's a flyer, and that's kind of why I put it in there. Idol of Oblivion gives us, a second crack at that 10/10 Eldrazi token. Advent of the Worm. Of course, just the instant version of the token that you get from Armada Worm. Now, the Doomed Artisan. I will admit I'm playing with the Doomed Artisan. I'm going to try it. It depends on how long he can stay alive, right? I mean, how many sculptures can he actually make? And really, is the sculpture something that you're going to want to populate? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We're going to give it a try, see how it works before I give it the old axe. Now, Angel of Sanctions. This is a beautiful card because that, what is it? Flying O-ring. We're not really here for casting the card. We want to embalm it because when you embalm, it makes the token. So, and we can populate that token. That's right. Just keep making more copies of our flying O-ring. That sounds pretty good. Slime molding. Just XX ooze. Giant Adaphage. I like that it has trample, so it can actually get in there for the combat damage. And then you just get a copy of it. Wow. Flame Rush Rider. When it attacks, you create a token that's a copy of another attacking creature. I mean, eh. Felon of the Third Path. Man, that card still makes me sad. Now we're looking at ways to... those were ways to make tokens, and now we're looking at ways to make more tokens. Like Anointed Procession. I was lucky enough to have one last copy. Maybe I won't need a, a white token deck for a while. Growing Rakes, of course, is just going to populate during your upkeep. But now, this Song of the World Soul, man, I just think this is strong. In this deck, in a token deck, this is strong. Cast a spell, populate. What? Second Harvest going to double up. The Eulogist. Now, this may be, here again, it may be good, it may not be. There are times when we would like to get creatures, one specific creatures out of graveyards where you don't necessarily need to nuke their whole yard. Just, take out that one. Wayfaring Temple, Celestia's Voice, Tristani, that populates. The Belligerents, though. Now, this one is, this is something. So you can direct your damage here, and then when any of them dies, you're going to populate. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities to where you could actually get 2 or 3 populates off of this pretty regularly. Druid's Deliverance. It's a fog with a populate stapled on, so that's kind of not bad. Rootborn Defenses. The Anti-Wrath Insurance with populate on it, so that's nice. Intangible Virtue, of course, is going to make them bigger, and Emir Tandris is going to make them, not take damage, which is pretty sweet. Now, I'm still not running a chain reaction in here because I feel like we can't always depend on Imara. Assurance Symbol, both sides of that are probably, well, no, I'm probably not going to cast a symbol, right? I mean, it's 6 mana and you get 3 knights. Maybe, but the Assure part of it, yeah, we're definitely going to cast that. Fresh Meat, in case somebody does get that Wrath through. Ephemerate. This is I'm planning on using it like a counter-target spell. If somebody takes aim at your commander with a removal spell, I'm just going to blink it, and he's going to come back. He'll bring another Rhino with him, and it's a new target, so their removal spell does not work. And it has Rebound. Now, I did not realize Tangle had gotten as big as it has. And I was like, man, why is this card? And then I read it again, because it's been a little while since I've played with Tangle. But you know what? This is strong. Yeah, it's the fog. But if somebody's alpha swinging at you, this is going to leave them open for an entire table turn. Wow. Now let's get into our mana Excel, right? So we've got a little bit of it. Pretty much all the forms. With creatures, we have Llanowar and Zerta. Now, Keeper of Progenitus was kind of made for it because, that's the 3 colors we're using. Thornscape Familiar. Red and white spells, so that's not bad. Frontier Guide, y'all know how I feel about that. Just repeatable land fetch. So this is, sign me up. Couple talismans, Impulse and Unity. The lockets of Gruul and Selesnya. Manolith, Darksteel Ingot, and Obelisk, which the Obelisk of Naya in this deck may as well be any color. The spell-wise, we have the Harrow and Circuitous Route. Now, card draw, don't have a whole bunch, but I like what I do have. The Kavu Lair. What tipped me over on the Kavu Lair was Power 4 is that our good Rhino friend that we're bringing in. That's what really got me. Primal Hunter. This is probably going to draw us some cards. I mean, we know it's going to draw us 4 because of our Rhino, at least, right? But Slate of Ancestry is... Now, granted, it is mainly used in decks that go wide. You know, this is an awesome card with, like, Krinko, or Darien. But now, we could have, 4, 5, 6 creatures at a time. And, that cost of discarding your hand means nothing if you don't have a hand. So, and Tower of Fortunes. Now, this card, I feel like does not get enough love, which in game I actually kind of like, because you spend 4, you play the tower, and people instantly don't worry about it. 8 mana is nothing in our format. How many times have you untap, upkeep, draw, and you drew that, 13th land, and you just put it down there and pass the turn because you didn't draw any action? Well, now you can turn that into 4 cards drawn. Overrun and Overwhelming Stampede, of course, huge mega win conditions. Relentless Assault now is, because Ghired's ability is a attack trigger, the Relentless Assault kind of pairs very well. And if I had had another Aggravated Assault, I would have totally done it plus the Dragon to get, all the combat steps and just keep mounding up whatever token I keep populating. That seems like something I would really, really want to do. But I don't have the Aggravated Assault, so. True Conviction is going to gain us a little bit of life. Double Strike and Lifelink is this. Any way you slice it, True Conviction, I classify as a win condition. Let's look at some removal here. Of course, the standard Disenchant, Naturalize, Sundering Growth. Hour of Reckoning kind of has to go in there. Yeah, it's going to nuke our commander, but there are times when, we have to make that sacrifice. Savage Twister, a controllable, same with Corrosive Gale. Raise up a little bit. Gorilla Shaman. Now, I am classifying the Mox Monkey here as removal because, let's face it, that's what he does. It's good early, it's good late. If you get it on turn 1, it solves a lot of those 0-drop problems. And then, of course, Phyrexian Rebirth, which is maybe the perfect board wipe for this deck. It nukes the board and leaves a giant token. So let's look at our land suite, shall we? Of course, I got the Rogue's Passage, Evolving Wilds, the any colors of Gateway, Risk Grove, Jungle Shrine, Exotic Orchard. There they are. Transguild Promenade. Let's see if we can push some of the air out here. Still got a few cards. Rugged Highlands, Command Tower, Boros Guildgate, Ancient Amphitheater, Guildgate, Ardent Flats, Windscarred Crags, Stone Quarry, Blossoming Sands, Grey Pelt Refuge, Guildgate, Verge. And our last card is, of course, Grove of the Guardian. If we just need that 8/8 elemental, we can get it just off of our land, so. Trying to get all my... Oh, I got that one token in there, don't I? Toward the beginning. Where was that at? There it is. Well, that is what we have got for Ghired. I don't. Ghired. Got 2 more cards in, by the way. Got a Spirit of the Night and a Hakon. I needed both of those for the list. Got 2 of each, actually, because I needed one for the commander to command their own deck, of course, and then I figured I would want the Hakon for the Crazy Night deck from Eldraine, and then Spirit of the Night for, of course, Rayami there because of the Flying Trample Pro Black. Seemed pretty good. So we'll take number 476 here, take it up, and put those decks back. I played Friday. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, I think we're going to shuffle and cut.